Welcome back to my kitchen. Today's dinner menu is going to be pork schnitzels. I have a pound of thinly sliced pork here. This is center cut with a little bit of very little fat. And for the schnitzels, I'm gonna use eggs, flour, and breadcrumbs. And for the sides, I'm gonna cook a few potatoes because they're kind of going bad, so I'm gonna make a bunch of mashed potatoes. And I will also serve it with cucumber salad. So I'm not gonna show you how to do those because I have other videos you can take a look at. So let's get started on the meat. So the first thing I'm gonna do is wash my meat, only because this was previously frozen and thawed and it has a lot of blood on it, so I just prefer to wash it. And some would drain it. And the next step is going to be pounding the meat, even though it's very thin. I still like to pound it a little bit, just to tenderize it. If you have thicker slices, what you want to do is stretch them out as you're pounding them, and if you have like twice as thick as this, then you should end up with a twice as big slice just by pounding it. I find it easier to manage smaller slices like this than one that takes up the whole plate, right? That's only for show. Next, we're gonna salt it and put some pepper on it, ground black pepper. Salt, pepper. Turn them around, do the same thing, even though when it's so thin, you really don't have to do both sides, but I'm just going to do both very lightly, salting both sides. And pepper again. And you can let them marinate in salt for a little bit while you're preparing the drenching. You need a bowl for the eggs. Scramble the eggs. You can put a little bit of milk in here, a little bit of cream, or even a little bit of water to extend the volume. You need a bowl or a plate with some flour on it. Too much, because whatever's left over you cannot use it for anything, you're gonna have to toss it. And same goes for breadcrumbs. So normally what I would do is start heating my pan And then as I am drenching it, I'm putting it into the pan, but I just want to show you how it's done before I start doing the process. So first you dip it into flour. Then you dunk it into the egg wash. And then breadcrumbs. And I just shake it so I don't have to touch it too much when it's wet. And that will pick up as much as possible from the breadcrumbs. You might want to turn it around a couple of times so you're hitting different spots. And then I'll just leave it here for now, but that's the same process you repeat for each of your slices. So my potatoes are already cooking here for the mashed potatoes, and I already made my cucumber salad. So for the schnitzels, you're gonna need a big frying pan. Turn it on high first, just to heat up the pan. And I just like to use regular vegetable oil to fry this in. I don't like to use any flavored like olive oil or anything like that, so it's up to you what you're gonna use. You can also use lard or any other fat. You want to cover the bottom of your pan with oil or fat. I would say it's about an eighth of an inch thickness of oil. I'm going to continue drenching my pork slices. If you put your hand above it, not touching it, you feel the heat. That time you turn it down to medium, low, and then you start loading your slices that are already breaded. And you can hear it sizzling, then you're at the right point. And while these are frying, I'm going to go ahead and bread the rest of them. So let's check on the progress. I probably fried this for about a minute. So still kind of light brown. So I'm going to fry it another 30 seconds, maybe another minute. So I'm going to check on it. You can kind of tell on the edge of the pieces how they're browning. I think at this point I'm going to turn them over and fry them on the second side. As you can see, they're not even evenly browning. Some of them are not as brown as the others, so I'm going to kind of rotate them in the pan. Apparently part of my pan is hotter than the other. And if it's browning too fast for you, just turn down your heat a little bit. potatoes are almost done cooking. Okay, this actually looks good on both sides. So I definitely do need a little bit more oil, but look at this one. This guy didn't really brown on this side, so I'm going to put that back just a little bit. And I'm going to add a little bit more oil. That will heat up again because there's nothing else in it right now to heat. So in a few seconds I'm going to start loading this again. And I'm just going to take this out now. That looks good. I don't want the raw meat to touch my cooked meat. Okay, so while this is frying, I'm going to go and clean up and I'll show you the final outcome. So everything is cooked. I got a big load of mashed potatoes. Again, I made extra because my potatoes were going bad, and I'm gonna have leftovers, and I will be making an equally delicious dish out of the leftovers. So stay tuned, make sure you subscribe. In a couple of days you'll see a new video on how to use up your leftover mashed potatoes for a brand new dish. I'm quite hungry, so I'm gonna have 2 big spoons of mashed potatoes and 3 of these small slices of schnitzels. Again, if you were making a big slice, that would be about the size of a plate. And then we got the cucumber salad, which I can add some sour cream if I wanted to. But it certainly looks delicious. So enjoy it. See you next time.